Hi, in this video we will go over dashboards as well as on stories. So dashboards and stories. In this video we will actually continue where we stopped, where we talked about the different graphs and charts in the previous video. So what I did differently this time, I gave them each one of those graphs that we worked on, I gave them meaningful names, and also I added another segment. So this segment was for color, and I'm going to add another segment in the filter and say okay, and then I'll make sure that it shows show filter. So this is those are the things that I have done since we left from our previous video. So now we need to create a new dashboard. So as you can see, this is for a new sheet, and this is for new dashboard. So I'll click on this guy. So now I have a dashboard. So if you look at the left side of this dashboard, we have here the size for the screen size here. This is set up for a desktop. Now I am using my laptop, so I can either select a laptop browser or whatever I want to select from here. You can either do that, or you can just select whatever width and height that you want, and or you can just select something that will allow you to select something automatic, so you can allow it to automatically adjust your screen. So I will go ahead and do the automatic one. So now it should adjust automatically my screen here, or my dashboard. So having said that, now let's continue and see what we can add here. So I will add the bar chart, and I'll add the bar chart. I'll just drag it and drop it, and then I will add the scatter plot. I will put it below this bar chart, so I'll put it here. So I dropped it there. Now I need to add a third chart, so I will add the histogram. So the histogram, I need to add it actually to the lower right side here. So now I'll drop it. So make sure that you can see how it will look like before. You were able to see the shadow. So I'll put it in the lower right side. So now I have a nice dashboard. So now let's work a little bit on formatting this dashboard. Now what I need to do is I want to select or explore some options that can make my dashboard looks nicer. So I will float the profit color legend. So this guy, I need to select this guy. Oops, this guy, I need to select it and float it and leave it here on top of the graph or the bar graph. So to do that, I will need to select the shift key. So I have to be clicking on the shift key, and then I'll drag it while I'm still holding the shift key, and then I'll drop it here on the top. So the reason I did that actually is because if I didn't hold the shift key, this is what will happen. It is going to be stretched, and that's not what I want. I want to select the shift key and drop it here. So now this is what I want. Now for the other one, I need also to float the segment color. So the segment color, this guy here, I need to float it and put it on top of the scatter plot. So let's see. So I will need to drag it and put it on. So the same thing like what I did, I'll just select this guy while I'm holding the shift key and drop it somewhere here. So I'll drop it here. Well, and then I will unclick or just take off my finger from the the shift key. So now another thing that I can also do is to make sure that I can change what we call it here, the segment filter. So for this one I can actually change it. Instead of having all the radio buttons showing up, I can actually change it to something where it is not going to be showed up. So in this case, what I'm gonna do, I want it to be actually a single value drop down. So I will just, what I did, I'll go back. What I did, I clicked on this arrow here on the top, and then as you can see here, I can select the single value drop down because I want to save some space. So as you can see here now, I can select what I want from here. So that's actually, now it looks nice and everything, but let's have a closer look at the segment filter. And you might have noticed that when I changed the consumer, it changes only this particular graph. It doesn't actually affect any of those, and that's not what I want. I want this filter to, when I change any in this filter, to be changed in all those three in my dashboard. So to do that, I will need actually to make some adjustment, and the adjustment that I will need to do is actually to select the menu. So I'll select this menu here on the segment filter, and then I will select apply to worksheets, and here I will say all using this data source, all using this data source. So I will select that guy. Now you will see everything changes when I select something. So all graphs actually reflect those changes. So that's what I want. Perfect, looks good. Now let's make a couple of segment selections, and that's what we just did. And now let's see what else we can do to make this dashboard look even nicer. So now we can even actually use this worksheet as a filter by itself. Honestly, we can use it as a filter. So what I mean by that is that we can make it a filter by clicking on this guy. So if you highlight or hover over these icons, you will see here the filter icon where it says use as filter. I will click on it. Now actually it is used as a filter. So if I select this guy, all of those graphs here also are reflected as filter. So they are filtered based on this segment that I selected in this histogram. So the same thing, as you can see here, is really cool. So that's actually what I wanted to cover in this particular for dashboarding. Now let's move on, and let's say that I want now to create a story. So I'll select a new story, and as you can see here, I have all the graphs that I just selected. I can just drag. Let's say that I'm interested in the scatter plot, story number 1, and I can give it a name here, scatter plot. And then I can add new blank point, so I can add the new story, and then I can say line graph, so and so on. I can even add another one where my dashboard can be set, so I can actually call it dashboard, and so on. So now actually you should be able to click on each one of those tabs to see what you want to present. So that's all that I wanted to cover in this dashboards and stories, and see you later.